1983 to 2023, exactly 40 years ago when India first won the World Cup and lifted that trophy. We have read about that legendary moment, we have watched the archive visuals, we have watched a film on that as well. And then I remember watching that moment live in 2011. Now, Virat Kohli and Ravichandran Ashwin are the only two players from that winning squad of 2011. And does it look like India can win it again in 2023? Just to give you a background first, India has been participating in the World Cup since 1975. It was that era that saw the emergence of Sunil Gavaskar, Kapil Dev, Bishan Singh Bedi and many more. But it was 25th June 1983 when the fate of the Indian team changed in the cricket world. In what is considered to be the greatest upset of all time, underdog India lifted the third edition of the Prudent World Cup 83 by defeating the mighty West Indies. It was thanks to the talented team led by Captain Kapil Dev, India achieving what had seemed impossible by the critics. But after that, it was not smooth right away. After 83's big victory, the expectations increased. But England got revenge in 1987 when India lost out in the semi-final. And from then, it was also a roller coaster ride. But since then, the Indian cricket team has won a T20 World Cup in 2007, continued their resurgence with yet another 50-over World Cup 4 years later in 2011. So in total, 2 World Cup wins under Kapil Dev and MS Dhoni and 1 T20 World Cup under Dhoni's leadership again.
West Indies were like a side which would lose just a couple of games every year. And unfortunately for them, they lost 2 games to India that World Cup, including the finals. So it was after 1983 that the game picked up in India, the white ball cricket, the red ball cricket, which was the limited overs cricket at that time. And there was a shift in world cricket towards India.
I remember 2011 was quite the time. Australia, West Indies and South Africa were the top favourites. Skipper MS Dhoni led from the front, and on 2nd April 2011, that final 6 that Dhoni hit that led India to such a filmy victory. I still remember the collective cheer of the country because for my generation, 1983 was simply a story, a legend. 2011 was the reality that was unfolding in front of our eyes. And now cut to 2023. Indian team is currently in top 3 as of 24th October. So far, there have been brilliant performances against Pakistan, Australia and Bangladesh. The batting lineup looks good. Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma leading the charge. Bowlers have shown that from pacers like Bumrah, Siraj and Shami to off-spinners like Ashwin Ravichandran are good as well. The best part? The home conditions, which means the weather and the pitch. But then what are the advantages? What does it look like for the Indian team in 2023 World Cup?
Factor is with regards to their batting, and I think this is an ability that the Indian batters have which the other teams don't tend to have. Now you look at other teams like South Africa, England, Australia, and they look like they bat very deep, they have a lot of good batters. The only problem is that when they have to get 300 plus, which has now become a norm in ODI cricket, they play a lot of risky strokes, so they have to play risk-filled cricket to get 300 plus. The ability that the Indian team has, which makes them completely different to other teams, is that they can play risk-free cricket, their batters can play risk-free cricket and yet get 300 plus.
India was an underdog team in 1983. West Indies had the legends Vivian Richards and Clive Lloyds and India beat them. Today, not many are even talking about the West Indies team. India, meanwhile, has come up to become a giant in the sport. For the effort of the players, of course, also for the background team working with them. But importantly, it is the fans who have made cricket in India for what it has become. It is literally like a godlike sport. So there will also be a billion prayers for us to become third time lucky with the ODI 50 over World Cup. For this video, I want to thank India Today sports team for their inputs. Thank you for watching.